Everybody agrees that this election is about the economy. Makes perfect sense. It's what most directly affects most people's lives. People who have been unemployed for more than 99 weeks or are having their homes foreclosed on, or who thought they could but can't afford to send their kids to college, they should care a lot about the state of the economy and jobs. The politicians also have an obligation to not just cater to what voters' immediate worries are, but to take some leadership in shaping a responsible politics. And a responsible politics must acknowledge that we are in the 10th year of perpetual war. Well, not we exactly. Less than 1% of the country is actually fighting our two wars, but they are doing so because our political leaders ordered them to do so. The same political leaders who are now running for re-election without mentioning the syllables Afghan, is, or stan in that order. And that is total cowardice. It's cowardice on the part of Democrats who don't want to talk about it because it divides the party and feel awkward about having overseen an escalation of war its base wants out of. It's cowardice on the part of Republicans who don't want to actually stand up and enunciate the almost total lack of daylight between their position on the war and the hated President Obama. Go through 100 candidate stump speeches, watch 100 random YouTube clips of politicians on various political talk shows, and a war that we are fighting in Afghanistan, a war that has men and women serving multiple tours of duty, that we are funding to the tune of $100 billion this year, is nowhere to be found. This is a failure of our politics. Polls suggest that a majority of Americans don't approve of the war's course and want U.S. troops to withdraw. If elections are the people's judgment on how we are being governed, then it is simply unacceptable that this majority of Americans finds itself without a party to represent it. This election could very well be the first since 9/11 in which no one from either political party either wins or loses because of their views on war. Politicians can put it off. They can ignore it as a political issue, but only for so long. There will be a reckoning. Elections don't always make for the best, most honest and clarifying policy discussions, but they do present people, voters, with the opportunity to make a change, to draw a line in the sand and say, if you're not on my side of this line, I am voting against you. War is as worthy as anything of being that line in the sand, and we all deserve a shot at drawing.